Hi Taurus, thank you for joining me for your 2021 forecast overall for the entire year. I've already drawn your cards for your energy is going all over the place here, Taurus. Your overall energy for 2021. So first of all, it focuses on the Rumi Oracle, which says, "Blessed is the man who can see his own flaws." So in this, please don't get caught up with gender. In readings, in tarot readings, it's always about masculine and feminine energy. Then we have from the Native Indian Spirit deck, the Spirit of the Wheel. So all of these first cards, they're coming from the divine to guide your reading. So we have here, freeze up the moon, which means identity, self-discovery, and vulnerability. So there is a theme already, Taurus. Blessed is the man who can see his flaws, which is own flaws, which is the one coming from Rumi. And then we have freeze up moon, identity, self-discovery, and vulnerability. Blessed is the man that can see his own flaws. Taurus. Now, I ended up pulling two God cards for you, which is Vamana, the dwarf avatar. This just didn't feel right for you, but I left it in the reading anyway. So let's see if it comes up. There was nothing really that resonated in your reading for you, other than being charitable in the right spirit. So that was, it just didn't feel like your energy, but I took it, I left it. But what did feel like your energy was the next card under it, which was Mahadev Shiva, god of reconstruction. So this really felt like your energy. So the meditation is, I worship the fragrant three-eyed god, Lord Shiva, who nourishes all beings. He may liberate us from death for the sake of immortality, as easily as one separates a cucumber from its stalk. Blessings, sexual prowess, union with a good marriage partner, detachment from life's unexpected changes, numerous benefits from worldly enjoyment to liberation. Now for me, this really kind of ties into the energy that I'm getting from the, excuse me, Taurus. I'm like sitting halfway off the chair here, about to fall off. So this really resonates with the Rumi card for me, because the energy that I'm getting for you, Taurus, is so I'm going psychically here. I'm supposed to be doing a bloody tarot reading. Give me a minute. The energy that I'm getting for you is that you've spent the last few years in deep kind of contemplation and reflection, self-work, and for many Tauruses out there, male and female, there's been a lot of what's the word I want to use? What's the word I want to use, Taurus? I was going to say maturity, but that's not the right word. It's almost like, it is mature. I'll get to it, but it's like you mature. You know, when you go from one developmental stage to the next, like when you go from being 10 years old to 14 and there's this massive shift. It's only 5 years, but everything's changed in your perspective. Like you don't have the view of a 10-year-old anymore. You have the view of a young adult. Your body's changed, everything's changed. And so when I say maturity, I don't mean that you are immature. What I mean is that you see life differently now based upon your experiences over the last few years. And you're coming into 2021 with this, blessed is the man who can see his own flaws, which ties into identity, self-discovery, and vulnerability. So Taurus, you're the bull, right? You're even showing up here. I mean, you're showing up I don't know what animal this is, but if I had to call it a zodiac sign, I would say that is like the woolly mammoth of bulls, right? Same family. Listen, don't shoot me and don't rip me a new one in the comments if you know what the hell this is and it has nothing to do with a bull. I know. I'm not an animal person. I don't know my animals. But anyway, just metaphorically, this feels like your energy, right? And it feels like you are going into maturity in a way that you just don't see the world in the same way anymore, which is a really beautiful thing, and ties into the Shiva card, which sexual prowess. Keep it under control, Taurus. Keep it under control. Union with a good marriage partner. So this is what's interesting, right? So some of you Tauruses that have been bull energy. I think there's a lot of Tauruses out there that really want union with somebody, and but maybe have never understood how to get there properly. There's been a lot of disappointment. Here I am reading psychically off this bloody card. I'm supposed to be doing a tarot. Give me a minute. It's going to end up being a long reading. Taurus. Sit back, relax, put your feet up. This is going to be a bit of a long reading, and we haven't even gotten to the extended. So I feel like what's happened here for you, Taurus, male and female, masculine and feminine energy, is that you've gone through a real shift in your life over, again, I'm getting this 2-year period for everybody, where in the last 2 years, 2019, 2020, and for some of you, 2018, there was just so many experiences that shifted the way that you look at life. And here I love this because it says detachment from life's unexpected changes. And so I feel for Taurians out there, you know, that you are, this is going to be a very spiritual reading, where you are going with who you've become. You're not fighting it. You're being vulnerable. That's that word right here, where, you know, where it feels like you're in the winter of your life, or what they call in tarot the dark night of the soul. You're coming out of it, and you're having self-discovery, because what you're realizing is that you have mastery over yourself. You know what your flaws are, you know what your Achilles heel is, you know what your weaknesses are, and I feel like you're working on them. You've worked on them. Or when I say work, I hate when people say that, like I'm working on myself. Well, what does that mean? It's not like opening an engine and fixing a spark plug, is it? And I'm a psychologist, and I don't know what that means when you say you're working on yourself. Like when people come into therapy and they say they're working on themselves, I'm like, are you? I'm the one doing therapy with you. I haven't seen any change yet. So that is a misused concept, I feel, in my world. But I really feel as if that you're changing and you're gaining perspective and insight. And I love this. And again, I keep getting this analogy of like you're so different in a span of a few short years, right? I'm talking about a 10-year-old and a 14-year-old, right? If you looked at who you were at 10 and who you were at 14, completely different, right? You don't look at the world the same way. You don't look at your parents the same way. Your friends are different. Your environment is different. What you want for yourself is different. That is the energy that I'm getting, Taurus. This is going to be a good reading. I can feel it. I can feel it. So let's get into it. Can I have the energy of Taurus for 2021? Can I have the energy for Taurus for 2021? Thank you. We have Temperance in the upright position. We have the King of Cups, Taurus, in the upright position. Hey, what happened here? I have to take these. When the hell did this happen? All right, so like this is the deck and all these cards were just sitting on top of it. All the cards were in the right position. I know that for a fact. Spirit world are playing with me. All right. Can you see that? It is King of Pentacles. Bloody hell, Taurus. We have the Nine of Wands. Oh, I like this. I mean, I can base a whole reading off of this card. The Hanging Man in the upright position. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful, Taurus. Strength. Wow, man, this is going to be your year. Oh shit. And then we get the Three of Swords. It's not funny. We'll see what it means. We'll see what it means. We have the High Priestess in reverse. We have the World in the upright position. You'll see why I laughed in a minute. We have, oh, I love this. We have the Ace of Cups. Ah, Taurus. Who's this? We have the King of Swords. Wow, man, you're in your power. Oh, look at this beautiful energy. And we have the Nine of Pentacles. All right, so this is what this means for 2021 for you. Really, really interesting unfoldment for you in 2021. So you come into 2021 with a little bit of the old you, right? So we've got the Temperance card in the upright position, but we've got it connected to love. So there is a situation in your life that is pulling at your heartstrings, and you are, you have deep-seated feelings. Look at this, Taurus. You have very, very deep, you are attracted to somebody. So, can I get a clarity card on the Temperance? Is there more than one offer here? This is you and your energy. You know what happens when the cards fly out? It's your energy. And it comes out in a certain type of energy. And for you, we've got your feelings here, right? So I asked for a clarity card with the Temperance, and I got the clarity card of the Eight of Swords. I'm gonna get into that in the extended reading, but I'll just so this reading can actually end on YouTube and be time sensitive. But for January, what we have is you thinking about love. There is timing in love. I do believe that even though you have options, there is one in particular that you have a lot of deep-seated emotions for, and you have a lot of love for. It is here. But I'm gonna have to clarify this further in the extended, but you, again, we've got you bound and fearful about this kind of endeavor with love. As we move into February, we got the King of Cups. What does it, Taurus? Valentine's Day? What the hell happens? How do we go from this in January, right? Because that's how you feel about love in January, and you're like really thinking about your person that you're deeply attracted to. Here, there is energy that there is other people in your sphere that that have already come in, it looks like, in 2020, that you are considering, but they do not hold a candle to the one that you've got feelings for. They absolutely do not. And you've got one that you're giving energy to and one that you're not. And the one that you're not giving energy to does not know how you feel about them. The one that you're giving energy to is the one that you don't have the bloody feelings for. Taurus, what is going on with you? What is going on? Anyway, maybe that's what does it, right? Because you're playing it safe. So in February, we got your King of Cups sitting there. Oh, Taurus, you do crack me up, right? So here we have you given energy. I'm really going to have to clarify this. I feel like you've got two people on the go here. And there's one that you feel kind of safe with in regards to like letting it all hang out, and because there's no threat, it's normal. There's no threat because your heart is not your heart's not involved. They don't have your heart. They have your attention. They don't have your heart. the one that you have deep-seated feelings for, the one that is that you don't want to take a risk with, is the one where all the emotions are. And that is the one that has you bound, but you are playing it safe because you know what, Taurus? Hey, blessed is the man that can see his own flaws, Taurus. Blessed is the man. Identity, self-discovery, vulnerability, right? So what the spirit world is telling you is, you know, you are going through a change. And I think you want to, this feels like a love reading. This does not feel, for those of you that are looking for career, I'm getting the sense of love here. I'm not getting the sense of career. I'll see if career comes up in the extended reading, but just as I eyeball the energy and as I'm starting here, I'm feeling the heat from you, Taurus. I mean, the blood pressure's raising here. I can feel the heat from you. So this is very superficial. You come across to somebody extremely superficial, not the person that you have deep-seated feelings for, but the person that you're wooing. You're wooing them and they're believing you. I'm really going to have to go into the extended for this. And then we have the King of Pentacles, and you know, this is the thing, you're playing it safe, Taurus, you're playing it safe. And it's all attached. So we have Temperance, where you are ignoring your emotions for somebody that you really, you know, I think the person that you're ignoring your emotions for could really be, I'm drawn back to the Shiva card. Union with a good marriage, union with a good marriage partner. So here I feel like this is somebody, the one that you're hiding your feelings from, the one that makes you feel this way. They don't make you feel negative. That's the problem. The problem is you're so vulnerable with them because you know that you can fall head over heels in love with them and have a life with them. And that is very, very, that is a very hard thing for you to move forward with. Don't know why. So what do? You move forward with the person that can't hurt you. And you're not being vulnerable. You're not being vulnerable, so they don't know. So, you know, you're playing the game. I'm not saying that you're a game player, but you're playing the game with yourself. It's not that you can't be with the person that you're giving your energy to and not giving your heart to, and not be in that space with them and enjoy it. But that's what you've done in the past. And what these cards are saying is, blessed is the man who can see his own flaws. That's a flaw of yours, Taurus. Did you know that? You play it safe, and you've come into a situation here where there's an opportunity for a change in direction, where you can thaw your heart, freeze the moon, freeze up the moon. Your heart is frozen. I'm getting so hot. This is your energy. You're making me hot now. Ah, Taurus. This is love. This is love. You're in love with somebody and you're playing it safe. We come into March here. Because you're playing it safe, you're all good. You know, you kind of like, you're cool with yourself, right? Because you're not risking anything. You're not risking and you're not gaining. And so you're kind of, you know, sitting there. But guess what? Guess what happens to the person you're giving your energy to? You're not looking at them anymore. Guess what you're looking at? You're looking at the person that you have deep-seated feelings for. So, what are you doing here? Holy cow, you do make me howl. We got the King of Cups next to the King of Pentacles. The King of Cups is the one that's being inauthentic. There's somebody that you are talking to, flirting with, whatever. They think they're getting you, but they're not, because what you are thinking about in your downtime, this person does not stir up feelings in you. The one that you are giving energy to, they're the one that you can chase. They're the one that makes you feel normal, right? Like in kind of in control. And but here we have, you know, when you're in your alone time, when you are even with them, I feel that even with them, and we're only in March here, so I feel like you know, as we get into March, you know, even when you're with the person that doesn't have your heart, you're thinking about your other person, and you're not even realizing it. They are, though. They're going to kick your ass to the curb. Oh, that's what that is. Taurus, we got the Three of Swords here. So let me tell you what's going to happen if you play this scenario out. If you end up, this is not funny, this is serious, right? This is your love life. But you are entertaining to me, Taurus. You are entertaining. So if you go after the person that you're not vulnerable to, what will end up happening is they're going to get wise to you. They're going to realize that you're not giving all, right? That this is superficial, it's an act, that you can say the words and speak the speak and do all of that, but they're not feeling the emotions from you, because your emotions belong to someone else and you can't hide it. I feel like there's confrontation with them, with you. So there's two scenarios playing out here, Taurus, and I'll let you know, you know. So this scenario is if you go with the person that you don't have feelings for. There's confrontation in April, and they're saying to you, you know, they're I don't feel like it's like horrible communication or bad communication, but guess what happens? You got your defenses up, and you're like, and you're feeling hurt, and you're feeling like you don't want to communicate about the way you feel, because you know what, we've got, I don't know when you meet them, but it does feel like before January 2020, because it's in January 2020 that I have you showing feelings for them. So you don't meet them and show feelings for them immediately. So you are meeting them in 2020, and in 2021 is when you start showing your feelings. Did I say that wrong? Hey, that's what happens when you're trying to cross-record from one year to the next. Film, that is. You meet them in 2020, late 2020 at some point, or they're in you start developing some type of chit chat with them, late 2020, and by 2021 you are showing them what they think is feelings and attraction, and you are attracted to them. I could see that, right? There's reasons that you're attracted to them, and so by February they think that they're in a relationship with you, and you're playing along with that. But what's happening by March is that they like you, right? So they're into you, and they want to know where it's going. And the thing is, in March, instead of you paying attention to them when you're with them, it's kind of like a shiny new toy at Christmas time. It's like, you know, you're kind of getting tired of them. It's like, okay, I've discovered this, I've discovered that, you know, yeah, I'm attracted to them, they're attractive, you know, on some level they still do it for you, but they don't have your heart. They realize this, and they want to know where the relationship's going in April, and they're like, where's the relationship going? And you're like, I don't know. Don't talk to me about relationship. I thought we were having a good time. And you get your defenses up, and you're realizing that you have to, I'm drawn right back to that card again, that you're going to have to break somebody's heart. And you are not happy about that, because you then realize that you were not being authentic, because you chose the person that you shouldn't have chosen. And so here we have you not wanting to communicate with them. As we move forward into May, we have you looking at things from a new perspective and gaining the power and the strength. God, you do drag this on, Taurus. And in June, finally gaining the strength to let them go. And that is the Three of Swords. You let them go. And so this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7-ish month relationship. And you don't commit in it. And that's the thing. This is where you need to understand that you're going, if you're a girl, and, you know, look at that analogy from 10 to 14. If you're a girl, you have to realize at 14 years old, you know, you're not the 10-year-old little girl but before, even though it was only a few years away. You're not playing with Barbie dolls, right? You're playing with real life. If you're a guy, you know, looking at this, your 10-year-old self is not the same at 14, and your world is very different. And so you can't keep doing the same things that you did when you were younger and get away with it. People are going to get hurt. And this is where I feel that you're stepping into something quite on a very higher spiritual level in 2021 that plays itself out. Spirit is telling me you're going to play this, you know, I was going to give you 2 scenarios, but Spirit is telling me you're going to end up playing this out. So, because you have to, because this is a part of your lessons learned, because you are in a space that you are bringing it into your own soul's contract where you want to understand mastery of yourself. And in mastering yourself, it's almost like you're put to the test. You put yourself to the test where you're like, oh no, you know, I've changed and I'm going to commit into this relationship, and yeah, I can date and I can do this and I can do that, and I've changed, right? I'm a new person, and I'm going to take all this learned energy about me and I'm going to apply it. And what do? You rubber band right back into the old behavior where you play it safe. Somebody thinks that you're committing with them. You're not committing with them. You're thinking about somebody else. They're saying what's going on with this relationship. You know, I really want to be with you. You're like, I don't want to be with you. And like, it's not all about that. Like, I want my freedom, my independence. And you start to contemplate letting them go. You don't want to hurt them because you are in a new space in your life. And I don't feel like, Taurus, you ever want to hurt anybody. That doesn't feel like your energy to me. But you don't like to have to be put in that situation, but you will do things when you have to do things. But because you're in this new space that you're in 2021, where you've been able to let relationships go and just kind of like not like kind of really be guarded, right? Freeze your heart and be like, you know what? We got to let this go and blah, 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 or walk away, right? Ghost them, right? You got that energy about you too. You're a different person now, and you are having to find the strength to kind of be authentic and just own it. And I feel like that's a little bit what's different about how you end this relationship with this person. I feel like you own it, and I feel like you tell them that, you know, I like you, I'm attracted to you, but to be honest, we don't want the same things. And it's not that you haven't had that conversation 700 times, Taurus, but this is different because I feel what's different about it is that you have somebody in your heart that belongs to you. And I feel somewhere here you own up to that truth, not only to this person, and saying it out loud to somebody is maybe what shifts your consciousness, but you say it to yourself. So we have the, in August-ish, time's fluid, we have you with the High Priestess in reverse. And, you know, this is kind of, this is where you're really, normally kind of like you let go of a relationship, you move on, you kind of get involved in the things that you get involved in, and you hide your emotions. In this, you can't hide your emotions, because it's not just about the other person that you let go, that you're taking accountability for, and you feel like, you know, you kind of led them down a path that you shouldn't have. You're growing into your own, you're maturing, right? You're maturing in your love life, you're maturing in a whole different way. And I really want you to take that as a positive thing. Please don't take that as I'm saying that you're immature and you're mistreating people. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that you're learning your life lessons. And when you learn your life lessons, guess what the universe does? It presents another scenario, the exact same scenario you think you've learned, to see, do you go down the same path? You do, right? But what ends up happening is you go down the same path one more time for the very last time in your life. And here we see that. So here we see you taking responsibility for that inwardly. And what ends up happening next is, I'm going to have to clarify this in the extended reading, but what it looks like is that the person that you are in love with, you come forward to them, because here we have the World card, and it's almost as if I feel this energy, this shift in you, where, here we go, they're bringing me back to this card. God of destruction. God of destruction, Taurus. You're destroying your own life. So when you go through this experience here, you're destroying the old, and which is the part of you that you needed to live in before, the world that made sense to you before, the world that was normal for you. And again, I go back to that 10 and 14-year-old experience. What you need at 10 years old is not what you need at 14, but it is a process from understanding in your mind, right? Even though the body has grown up, it takes some time for the mind to catch up and not see themselves as a 10-year-old, as a child. And your parents are telling you, you're an adult, you're becoming an adult, and you're like, oh, but I still play with Legos. You know, it's kind of like that in-between state that you're in. But this experience in 2021 takes you into not only shifting into being your 14-year-old self, but have you ever seen a 14-year-old that acts like a 21-year-old? And I don't mean like in this really arrogant, egotistical, self-centered way, but they take on a lot of responsibility in their lives, and they take on this whole new maturity level. And they're like, well, at least I've seen children like this, because I've worked with a lot of adolescents, where I'll talk to one 14-year-old and it's like I am talking to a 10-year-old, and I'll talk to the next 14-year-old and it's like I'm talking to a 21-year-old, because they get it. They have matured into and embraced the life that is ahead of them, because they realize that they are going to get more out of it. Taurus, you're going to get more out of your life. Wow, I really love where this is going for you. So at the end of the year, do you have to take so long to do shit, Taurus? Bloody hell. At the end of the year, right? You're owning it. You're owning that you're in love. You're owning that you can have a much better world experience. Now, I don't know if the person you're in love with is still available. I don't know if they were ever available. That may be part of the reason why you never kind of came forward, is that they were never available, or you never told them how you felt. But I do feel in the, by September next year, something's changed. Well, I'm going to have to see in the extended reading, but what it feels like is something has changed, where you are able to come forward and speak your mind and open up a world of possibility, because I feel like you're really brave here, and it doesn't matter what the outcome is. It doesn't matter whether you get, whether you express yourself and you say, listen, I'm really into you, I've been into you, and blah, 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 and this is how I feel, and I should have told you ages ago, but I never. And I know that you're about to walk down the aisle. It's like a romantic comedy, your bloody life, isn't it? But will you please listen to me? That movie, well, that's so weird. I never remember movies, but there's a movie with John Cusack which I think is called serendipity. And that is the image that came into my mind. I'm gonna have to go watch that movie after this, after your reading, Taurus, but that's what it is. It's serendipity. And it's like you're so brave because you realize, Taurus, you realize that you're connected to your higher self and that there is something more than your physical body and that there is something called the divine. And that people don't just come into your life and where you fall head over heels in love with them and it's some kind of thing that's outside of yourself. There is something greater happening here. You own it. Not only do you own it, but we have the Ace of Cups here, transformation. This is so beautiful, Taurus. You finally come into your transformation. You talk about owning your power. Whoever this is, man, they're going to get knocked over. Whoever you're in love with, because not only do you come, like, there's no fear here. There's no fear whatsoever with whoever you're in love with, who you've been in love with. And again, I don't know if they're with somebody else, but it's like, I don't care. Like, I have to tell you how I feel because I can't leave this inside of me. I need to bring it forward and let you know. You have to at least know, right? And here you are in November, kind of like loving yourself. And King of Swords, I love this. You've told the truth. You finally told the truth to your person about how you feel about them. It's awesome. And again, there's no investment in the outcome. And that is what makes this experience so magical. Like, you don't need them to love you back. You don't need them to date you. You don't need them to walk down the aisle with you. You don't need anything from them. The only thing that you need is what you need to express, which is, I love you. This is the truth. This is how I've been feeling. This is how you make me feel. This is what you mean to me in my life. And this is how you've changed my life. And I love it because there's no expectation. And when you have no expectation of the outcome, it's incredible what will happen next. And look at what happens next. We have the Nine of Pentacles. So we have an incredible possibility of you and this person. They like you. I can see it. They like you. And we've got the Nine of Pentacles. So it's almost like, I wonder who this is. Because there's so much, I wonder if they are, this is not somebody that you were dating. This is somebody that sees you in a different light. So this is somebody, right, because that's not the energy. This is not like an ex-person that you were dating, right? Like an old boyfriend or girlfriend or ex-wife, ex-husband. This is not an ex, right, that you had an intimate relationship with. This is somebody brand new, but not brand new. This is somebody that knows a lot about you, knows your worth, knows your transformation, has even watched you going through this transformation, thinks the world of you, has always had positive feelings and thoughts for you, has always known your potential, has always known your ability to come into your own. This person, wow, Taurus, maybe you should have told them last year, meaning right now, 2020. But, you know, shit has to play itself out in divine timing. We all have our life lessons to learn in the time that they come in. So let's just hope that they're not married to somebody else at that point. Doesn't look like it. It looks like they're on their own. But I will cover this in the extended reading. You got a 40-minute reading for your 2021 reading, Taurus. The other star signs are going to be complaining now. But I'm going to go into your extended reading. So join me in the extended. I don't know if much more will come up, to be quite honest. You know what? I'm not going to go into an extended reading because I went so much into this. I'm not going to do an extended reading for you. Let me just go ahead and put that here so I know I didn't do an extended for you. I'm going to continue reading this. But can I continue reading this? I'm asking your permission now. Let me see what cards I want to clarify for you. Can you clarify the, Spirit, can you clarify the Temperance card that came up for January for Taurus? Thank you. So what we have here is the Five of Cups. Absolutely, absolutely, 100%, right? So what you do is, because of past hurt and pain, because of other relationships where you have been hurt, where you thought that you chose the right person, here is the person that you're ignoring, here is the person that you're in love with, but you do not move forward with them because what you're thinking about is, am I making the right decision? I do not want to put myself in a situation that I get hurt again. And I'm not talking about all relationships. I'm talking about very significant relationships where you thought you made the right decision, you thought you were going down the right road, and it led to heartache and heartbreak. And this is where, even though you're holding the cup of love and you have it for them, right? You can't see it in the camera, Taurus, but this cup that you're holding for the person that you're in love with is full of all the colors of the rainbow. And what that indicates is that they can provide you everything. They fulfill all of your needs. There is a higher connection to them and you're ignoring it. You know it, but you're ignoring it. They bring out something in you, and look at it, it's all over this card. So the other relationships, you know that they are of a lower level. You know that they are of this physical plane. And I'm not saying that they're not worthwhile and worthy, right? Because we learn something about ourselves in every single relationship that we're in. We even learn things about ourselves in non-romantic relationships if we're aware enough, right? But we definitely do learn them in love relationships. And here you are just aware of how these relationships, especially there's one that really you thought was going to be something extremely special. It's one, it's so sad, Taurus. It's one that you just had to watch go down the drain, and you just never thought that would happen. You really thought that you had the right person. Oh, I'm sorry, Taurus. And it really broke your heart, but it's lower level energy. I got to admit, it's lower level energy. It is. And when I say that, I'm not talking about this person. I'm not talking about one person is better than the other person, right? We're all in different places on our journey, and it doesn't mean one person's ahead of another person. But what you were doing, right, again, the 10-year-old to the 14-year-old analogy, Taurus, is you were making choices with your 10-year-old brain, not your 14-year-old brain. And not the 14-year-old brain that is now making choices like a 21-year-old, right? The choices you make at different stages of your life will have different results because of how you've internalized your life experiences. And what you have to understand, that's what's happened here, Taurus, is that these happened at a different point in your life. They were to show you who you are, where you are, what you needed to learn, how to grow. The only way that we grow in life is through adversity. Let me tell you, I've never had one good experience in my life, and I've had tons of them where I learned anything. Do I love them? Yeah. And are they happy memories? Yeah. Did I learn anything? No. Where I learned things is when things came crashing down, and things came crashing down in your life, in your romantic relationship, especially one. There is one here that just really took it out of you. Really, I don't know, for some of you, it was the one that you thought you made the right decision, you were heavily invested in, your whole heart was in it, and I see it just going down the drain. And it was because it wasn't from a place of spirit. You did not follow your inner guidance. You absolutely ignored it. And here is the person that is coming from your higher self, your higher power, it's not coming from a thought process. It's coming from within. It's coming from your soul to soul connection. And it is coming from the fact that you know that you are connected to them on a soul level, but you are ignoring them. These relationships were on a physical level. It's not, they're not important. Please don't get me wrong. All relationships that we have in our lives, they are all beneficial and they all have something to teach us. It is not about blame. It is not about wrong or right. It is not about you making the wrong decisions and blah, 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 and blaming yourself or blaming them. It really is about what we learn as a human being throughout our life experience. And so as you come into, you know this person, they're there in 2020. Here they are. They're in your life. You know their value, you know their connection to you inwardly, you know you have a deep spiritual connection with them, you know that you have, and it's so funny because it's almost like it doesn't matter that like these relationships, and this one here, there's compatibility. This one here, there's compatibility, right? Because you're in your head. So you're looking at it from the same vantage point, which is having interests, things in common, compatibility, things that are of the mind, right? That like, oh, this would make a good partner, blah, 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 right? This would make a good partner because I like golf and they like golf, and they like travel and I like travel. They want to have 3 more children. I want to have 2 more children. I can compromise, right? And it's kind of coming from your head. But when you meet somebody that touches your soul, it resonates from a whole new place, and it can scare you if it's never happened to you before. So you're ignoring them, you're ignoring your feelings, and what you end up doing is here they are showing up in 2021 loud and proud. They're not backing off of your life. They're not making it easy for you, are they, Taurus? And you're ignoring them. You're like, I don't feel nothing for you. There's nothing going on. And it's all your emotions for them. Oh, still waters run deep with you, Taurus. They really, really do. And so what do? You go after the one that's safe. You go after the one that won't break your heart. You go after the one that there's no soul connection to. But is there attraction? Yes. Is there desire? You know, are you physically attracted? Yeah. You know, do they kind of check off the boxes? Yeah. You know, but Taurus. So can you clarify King of Cups for me? The Tower. Taurus, you're gonna start leaving nasty comments in the comment section. Stop laughing at your life like this is real shit going on. Stop laughing at you. I don't laugh with you, Taurus. I mean, I don't laugh at you, I laugh with you. Maybe sometimes I laugh at you. But here you are, right? Wooing them, right? The person that you're not in love with, but the safe person, right? So you're putting your game on, you're putting your best foot forward. They're like digging you. And look what's happening, internal conflict. So even though outwardly you're expressing all of this, inwardly, there is still internal conflict. Because you know that you have feelings for this other person that you're trying to ignore. And here we have you hiding from what you think is going to be a painful situation, where you're vulnerable, where that person that really does connect on a soul level with you, you don't know why, but you're afraid of it. You know that it will transform you. You know that it will shake up your life. You know it will bring a tremendous amount of experience in your life that you've never had before. You know it will bring back things to your life that you love, that you can't get from any other person, but you don't even know what it is. Because in the beginning, at least in the stage that you are here, it looks like in February 2021, it looks like, you know, I'm scared of this. I'm so frightened of, you know, what I'm looking at is the thunder and the lightning in this tower moment in the card. And this doesn't represent a tower moment in your life. What it represents is what you're afraid of. And when you know, what's so beautiful about this card for you is here you are, beautiful little squirrel, that you are really, really vulnerable in a rainstorm, right? Here you are hiding in your shelter, and this is them, right? But look how beautiful that energy is. It's butterflies, it's lightning in the sky, it's moonlight, it's all things mystical, it's all things magical. And it looks initially scary, because as you're looking out, that lightning is so close to you, right? Because when lightning goes off in the sky and boom, the thunder goes off, it looks like it's close to you, and your heart races, and it you know, it creates a resonance within you. And that's what you're resonating from, is the fear, not realizing something spectacular is happening on the outside with this person and with this connection. But it doesn't go anywhere. It's just something that you are thinking about, but you've got negative thinking about it. You're so sweet, Taurus. Look how cute you are. You're so sensitive, aren't you? You're so sensitive. And here you are, your little acorns. Like, you want to go get your little acorns that are outside your shelter, but you won't go and get them. And here they are, right? Here are the two people showing up again. We've got the one that you go after, but we've got the one that you want. And the one that you want is the one that you can get hurt with. Bloody hell, Taurus. What do I want to clarify? Three of Swords. Can I clarify the Three of Swords for Taurus, please? Can I clarify the Three of Swords? Oh, wrong deck. They're telling me. Wrong deck. Can you clarify the Three of Swords for me for Taurus for 2021? Thanks. Yeah. Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands, Taurus. So you do end up, if this thing plays out, Spirit has said that it's going to play itself out. I don't know if you remember in the first part of the reading, I said I'll give you two versions of this, and Spirit said that you were going to play this out. So about January, February, March, April, May, June, July. About July, there is a reckoning with the person that you are, they think they're in a relationship with you, and you're like, nah, we're not in a relationship, I never committed to you. But there is a reckoning, there is a telling of the truth, there is, and you're taking a couple of months to do it, so you know, you need to get there faster, Taurus. If I can give you a word of advice, you don't need to be holding this stuff in for months and months, because people are not on your timeline, and you've just wasted literally, now I'm reading for them, right? You've just wasted, I would say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months of their life where they could have been with somebody that did want something from them. Because that's the thing about the person that you're engaging with. They want something, they want commitment, they want higher level commitment. And even though you're not saying anything, right? You're not saying that you want commitment, and you're even throwing it out there. On some level, you're throwing it out there that, you know what, I don't want any of this. I'm not looking for a relationship. I'm not looking for commitment. I'm not looking for, you know, it's like you're putting it out there, but you're not resonating with the fact that they're telling you, I want X, Y, and Z. You're resonating with the fact that this is your truth and they should be listening to your truth. You should have let them go, because you know that, because it's back in April that they kind of say, hey, where are we going with this? I really like you. I really want to be with you. I really think we have a future together. And you're thinking, no, we don't. So this clarifies the Three of Swords in July, and you do tell them the truth, and you do come into your power, and you do absolutely own. And again, I think it's in July. So July is a big month for you. Can you clarify the High Priestess? Really, the first part of the year, Taurus, for you is, you know, it's just kind of you having this experience with the other person and playing itself out. Let it play itself out. Do what you feel is right. Can I get the High Priestess? Can you clarify? Four of Wands. What does that mean, Spirit? Oh. Yeah. So, you know, let it play itself out. Do what you feel is right. And, you know, it seems like what Spirit is telling me is blessed is the man who can see his flaws. And it seems like you need to go through this experience to get kind of greater clarity on what you think you've learned about yourself. And this last experience, you know, we all are each other's teachers. We all are each other's teachers. And this person is your teacher and you're their teacher. This person that you're in love with is also your teacher and you are their teacher. What you will learn is not based on heartache though, and that's what you have to understand. High Priestess in August, right, when you start to own, you know what, I'm in love and I need to do something about it. Here we go, right? So we have you absolutely owning how much you're in love with them, owning how much you are ready to come out and say, you know what, I want a stable, committed relationship with you. And you're okay with that, right? You're like, oh shit, I want a stable, committed relationship with you. And I don't care if that means marriage or babies or whatever. I'll deal with that part that I don't want later on, but I want you, and we can compromise on the rest. You know, and it's like you're fearless. I love this because as you get halfway through the year, July is a big month for you. And why is July so significant? I don't know why July is so significant. I feel like you missed something in July that has to do with this person that you're in love with. I feel like you missed something. So something gets missed. And but it all comes about this time period with the Three of Swords where you have to talk to your person. Time is fluid, Taurus. I'm going to leave the video here. You're going to have a good year ultimately. You're coming into your own. For those of you that resonate with this, you know, please subscribe, like, hit the bell button. I am going to be doing more and more readings, but Taurus, you are going to have a great year. And you may have listened to the last hour of this and be like, where am I going to have a good year? You're going to have a good year because you know what? You're spiritually transforming. You're spiritually mastering who you are. And self-mastery is what we're all here for. Self-mastery is what we're all here for. And when you can open your heart, this is where this comes in. Being charitable in the right spirit. That's what this. Remember the first God card? I'm like, I don't understand this. It doesn't resonate. No, it doesn't. It doesn't resonate until you get here with the person that you're in love with that seems to really have a lot of abundance ready and waiting for you. And this person is completely independent. They don't need anything from you. They don't want anything from you. They have gone through their own transformational process. They've watched you go through your transformational process. They are have their own abundance, right? They come with their own worth, their own self-worth. They completely recognize you and your self-worth. They completely recognize what you bring to their life, and they're completely ready to have an adventure with you. I don't feel that they're with anybody. I don't feel this. Wait, let's clarify, right? Let's clarify and then we're done. I keep saying that, right? And then I keep hanging on to the bloody reading. Can you clarify the Nine of Pentacles? Is Taurus the High Priestess in reverse? We got the this is what this means. This is your person. So your person is right here. When I say your person, the person that you're in love with. Your person, when you finally come forward, right? Because before they know all of this, I don't know who you have here, Taurus, but they know all of this. There's an inner knowing. And when you finally come forward, they are able to express fully. There's reciprocation here. Can you clarify more? Is there reciprocation? Let me just check. Is there reciprocation from their person? Is there reciprocation? Does Taurus's person reciprocate their feelings? Are they in love with them too? Can't make this shit up, Taurus. Open heart. They are absolutely in love with you too. What a beautiful end to a beautiful reading, Taurus. You are going to have a wonderful 2021. Don't mind if I laugh at you through the readings. It is hilarious to watch you kind of go through your growing pains here. But you know what? You're a great Taurus. You are coming into your power. You're learning your lessons. I think one of the reasons why I laugh in your readings is because I think you've got that energy about you, Taurus. The Tauruses that I resonate with here, you've got the energy where you do bring up people's spirits. You do, people do enjoy your company, and they do, it's almost like you can see the irony in life, because whenever I'm doing your readings, I feel like I can see the irony in everything that you do. So you do have a good disposition, Taurus, and people know that about you. You are a very, very graceful person. Enjoy 2021. All the best to you, and please subscribe. Bye.